Hello, today I'd like to try and make this card with you. It is made with the Winterwood stamp set that is in the holiday catalog, which ends January 2nd. So if you're interested in this stamp set, I think you should go take a look and pick it up. Their bundles are available in the clearance section for until supplies end, and that's just bundles. I don't know whether yet they will be keeping the stamp sets till next year, or whether they're retiring them. But the bundles they won't keep, and designer series papers and things like that. But okay, for this card, what you'll need is, you stick it there. I've done this one long. I've done it 11 inches by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. Then you will need a piece of early espresso, and this measures 4 by 5 1/4, and I punched out a piece with, where's my punch? Oh dear, don't know what I did with the punch. The lovely label punch, I think it's called, whatever this punch is. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it. With this punch, and then I punched one out of Whisper White as well. And you will need a piece of paper, which we're going to cut down a little, because I like it a little bit bigger, and then we'll cut it down. So let's start off right now. Oh, you'll also need your early espresso ink, and I'm using soft seafoam and balmy blue for the bottom and the top sky area. You'll need a couple of little sponge daubers, and a sponge, and a little block, some glycerin, and a chalk marker, or a gel pen, white gel pen, and the stamp set, Winterwoods, and we're going to use these trees. So let's get started and see how short we can make this video, so we're not too long, right? All right, we need a piece of scrap, because kind of make a mess when we get the ink off. So I'm going to take my little piece of sponge, and I'm going to drop a couple of drops of glycerin onto my block, and we'll soak it up with the sponge. All right, and then I'm just going to rub it all over my paper. So, and you can see it sort of wet. And all this does is it kind of makes your ink go on a little smoother. Softens up the fibers in the paper too. All right, so then I'm going to turn my block over, right? And we can start with, I'll do the seafoam. And I did forget a little piece. And I can do it with this. Let's see. We'll just do a wavy mess. It doesn't matter exactly how the shape is, as long as you've got a little bit of a wave in it. So between the top and the bottom. So we're going to do it that way. I'll turn my little block this way. I'm going to dab some seafoam on there, and I'm going to pick it up with my spongy dauber. And let's, don't want it too dark. I want it light. And I'm just going to hold this down. You can tape it if you like. And I'm going to just get as much around the edge as I can. There we go. Now if you want to move it just so you can get some shadows, you can just sort of do it like that, and it puts a little tiny bit of a shadow. Get a little bit more. Like, you know, you'll see a little bit of shadow. Now for the top, we're going to do the same with the blue. Balmy blue. Oh, I forgot. I'm just going to dab my ink dauber in here. And all I'm going to do is just put my piece of paper up here so it's on the edge. It doesn't matter that it's goes over, because we're going to blend it together anyhow. And that will go up there. Yeah. I think I need some more. So it kind of looks like clouds in there too. I think I need a new sponge. My sponge is like, got a little bit of coming off. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. And then we're going to take our early espresso. And I need a big block. Forgot my big block. Get rid of this. And because it's a big stamp, I like to just tap it on the actual stamp. I don't know if you can see me. And then I'm going to stamp about, I'll do it down the bottom here. And then I'm going to take my paper again. I'm going to put it there. And we're going to ink up our stamp again. And we're going to stamp just a little bit below the line because the paper doesn't normally let it stamp right up to it. And we will stamp up on the hill like right there. Like right there. So they're over the hill. You can't see them. And then instead of doing our sentiment on here, you can actually just stamp it there if you like. But I'm going to do it this way. Just cut this in half. Put that there right now. I'm going to stamp in the brown, the early espresso. And it's thinking of you this season. Don't need my scissors anymore. See if we can kind of get it straight. There we go. So I can put that there. Okay, what I do with this is I just put it down, separate it like right there, and I'll put a little bit of glue. If I can open my glue. That's clogged up. There we go. A little bit glue there, a little bit glue there. I'll do one at a time. Put that And then this side. Need to adjust it. That's why I use the liquid glue. So you have some moving, room to move, and even it all out. So, there we go. And then I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals, pop this up. It's a really quick, easy card, and it looks pretty. So we're going to put you, I'll put you, now I'll put you down there. Go. Now to make the trees look a little bit more realistic, or like they got snow on them, you can use your chalk marker and just outline all your trees a little bit. If you go over it, the more you go over it, the better it looks. You have to go over it a couple of times. Do this one too. Just so it kind of looks like bark, so you get spaces in it. You know how a bark tree looks like baldy in places. The bark is bare. After a while it starts looking like kind of puffy. Alright, that'll do with that right now. Let's see if I have a Wink Stella. Yes, now we can just take our Wink Stella and do some little glittery bits all over as well. And that is how we do our trees. It just puts that little bit of shine on there too. And then we're going to put it onto our base after we cut it. So our base is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to cut it down to 5. 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4, and I'll cut a little bit off this side. By 5. Let's see how you look. Yay, perfect. And I'm going to attach this with snail or whatever adhesive you like to use. So you don't even see that hole. It's going to go right on the card. And then we'll just do that with snail too. So there you go. There is the card with the Winterwood stamp set, which is in the holiday catalog, like I said, and it ends January 2nd. So now it'd be your last chance to get it next couple of weeks, and hope it doesn't go out of stock. The bundle is retiring. I don't know about the actual stamp set and dies separately, but to buy it as a bundle when you get the 10% off is retiring. So head on over to my store, check it out. All the clearance items and all the last minute closeout items. And you all have a great evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.